This is a trade which was taken on the 13th, trading gold using the 215 scalping technique. Now, as you can see, I'm on the 15-minute time frame, marking the current price and naming it the point of interest, or POI for short. I then measured $2 below the POI and renamed that the sell entry line. And also I'm going to be doing the reverse of measuring $2 above from the POI and naming that the buy entry line. So the 215 technique basically stipulates that $2 above and below the point of interest would be your sell entry and your buy entry line. And if there's a candle that closes below that, we then enter buy or sell trade. Now, as you can see, I have marked out the 30-minute support and resistance levels on the chart. So these areas would be our target areas if we were to enter a buy or sell trade. And also, as well, as you can now see, what I'm doing now is that I'm marking the 5-minute rejection zones. So just in case the prices go below or above these areas and it turns back, I know why it turns back. Now, as you can see, there's a candle which closed below the sell entry line, which would normally, based off the law of the 215 technique, I would enter a trade there. However, because there is a 5-minute rejection zone right below or so close to the sell entry line, it's best just for me just not to enter the trade at that present moment and just wait and see what it does. If it closed below the 5-minute rejection line, then that would have triggered me to enter a sell trade, because that shows that the market does have the volume and the momentum to go lower. However, as you can see, it's basically staying in one specific area. So right now I'm just watching it, just looking at what it's doing before I actually do enter a trade. Now, as you can see, there's not a lot of volume in the market at this present moment because it has not closed below the 5-minute rejection zone right below the sell entry line, and it has not closed above the sell entry line as well. So it's very good just to wait whenever you have these rejection zones close to your sell entry or your buy entry line. So just looking at it now, you can see that the volume is a bit low at this present moment. So it was a safe action to have not entered a sell trade based off the first candle, which closed red below the sell entry line. As you can see now, it is rejecting from that area and trying to come back in to the POI area. So just looking at it now, it was a good save just to stay a bit more before entering that trade. Okay, so based off the candle close just now, it created another support. So I had adjusted my sell entry line to put it at that support, as the first sell entry line zone is now no longer valid. So I've adjusted the charts and moved my alerts closer down. And as you can now see, is that the market is rejecting from the sell entry line and the 5-minute sell rejection, and is now back at the buy entry line, and has also tested a 5-minute rejection on the buy entry line, well above the buy entry line, which is quite good. So now where the market is trending now is in the middle between the buy entry and the sell entry line and the point of interest, or the POI for short. But in this zone, I do not take any trades, which you can take reversal trades in this zone. However, based off my rules and how I trade using the 215 technique, in this zone is it's my no trade zone. So I would not trade in this specific zone until it breaks out of the area for a buy or a sell. So we can see where the sell entry 5-minute rejection was tested about 3 times, and our buy entry 5-minute rejection was also tested. It only got tested once since we've marked up our trade structure. So we're just now just waiting for it to either break above or below the sell or the buy entry line. All right, good. So it's trending rather smoothly coming down towards our sell entry line, but not much action going on at the present minute. Still haven't broken the sell entry line, only just tested it. Still haven't broken the buy entry line as well, only just tested it as well. So what I'm waiting for now, I'm waiting for a candle close above the buy entry line or below the sell entry line. Good, look at that. So we got another test of the buy entry line 5-minute rejection, and it came back down. So we now have 2 tests of the 5-minute rejection. So now I'm just waiting for a candle to close now above that buy entry line with a high volume candle. Not a small one. A high volume candle means it covers most of the space, or it's a very big candle that breaks above the buy entry and also possibly above the 5-minute rejection as well. But instead, as you can see, it's now going back down to the sell entry area. Yep, still going down, still going down. And this setup, the structure of this trade is a very good setup based on the time which the charts were done. As my usual time for doing trades is actually 1 hour before the London Open into it, as I normally trade from 7 a.m. until 9 a.m. in the London session. So it's a very good setup. As you can see, the market is properly respecting the areas which were marked for the buy entry area and the sell entry area, and it's just been dancing in between these zones. So it's a very good setup. So I'm very confident whether or not I get a buy or a sell entry trade to enter on this setup. Now looking at it now, as you can see, it rejected from the sell entry area and it's coming back to test the buy entry area. It does look like there's a high, well, it does seem that if there's a quite a good number of volume right now in the market, as you can see by those long wicks reaching out for the buy entry and also going back down to the sell entry area. Okay, good. All right, now we can see the volume has kicked in. Candle coming up very strongly to the buy entry area. It has now tested it. Yeah, it has properly tested it. So now I'm just waiting for that candle to close above that buy entry area. So it has also tested the 5-minute rejection as well. Rejected as it ought to. And then it closed. Now, based off how this candle closed, it closed above the buy entry line, and it also closed with a very strong volume candle. So this indicated to me that there's strong volume there right now at this present moment in the market to push the price higher So I took the trade and entered buy trade and just set in my stop loss zones and my take profit area, aiming for it just to go a little bit above the 30-minute resistance we had originally marked on the map. Now, as you can see, that massive green candle which pushed above the buy entry line, it just really shows that there's a very strong push right now in the markets. As you can see, the trade is moving very smoothly, going towards that take profit area, just waiting for it just to close, as it really is just a quick trade, really. But sadly, it went right at the take profit area and it then rejected, so it didn't take me out, which these things tend to happen in the market whenever you're trading, which I think we should have closed it there just now. But looking at it, there's more volume, there's more momentum in the market, so I didn't close it out. I'm just waiting for it to play out, as I'm very, based off the entry, I have strong confidence that it would definitely smash that take profit, as you can see. So let's see how it plays out. Yeah, just a little bit of rejection, which you can expect this whenever the price moves and touch a resistance area or a support area. You tend to get some small pullbacks, so this is natural. So I was confident in the trade, wasn't flustered, was just waiting for it just to go where it needs to go. As you can now see, it's back above that 30-minute resistance area and is pushing closely to that take profit area, and right there, which I think my broker should have just given it to me, but sadly we're not in such a perfect world. Got another rejection right below my take profit area, but I'm just waiting for that small push just to get it over the line. Still not there as yet, but pretty close. We could have closed the trade here as well, but no, we're going for all the bag. So I'm just waiting for it now. And there you go. What a lovely trade using the 215 technique.